After the break, it's time to share another moment with Five Roses. Five Roses is South Africa's favourite tea, expertly blended to ensure that it remains of the highest quality consistently. It is this ethos of commitment to excellence that Five Roses puts into making the perfect cup of tea, which delivers its uniquely superior and distinctive taste that you've come to love and trust. To this end, Five Roses salutes South African women who too are committed to excellence in whatever they've chosen to do. Today we'll be chatting with Bridgitte Ellen Hartley, a remarkable young woman who is an Olympic bronze medal sprint canoer. She's joining us for a cup of Five Roses English breakfast blend. Five Roses is pedantic about the selection of teas that go into their blends. This smooth and fragrant tea is a masterful blend of pure Ceylon teas from several high-grown regions in Sri Lanka, delivering a delicate yet flavourful and refreshing taste. So don't go away. We'll be back after the break with Bridgitte Hartley and Five Roses right here in the loft. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, our next guest is a South African sprint canoer who has competed since the late 2000s. She won a bronze medal in the 2012 Olympic Games in the K1 500 metre and at the ICF Canoe Sprint World Championships in Moscow. She became the first person from both South Africa and the African continent to win a medal at the ICF Canoe Sprint World Championships. She is a true inspiration to us all in that Olympic dreams do come true. Bridgitte Hartley, welcome to the loft.
Thank you so much.
Wow, you have achieved so much. What did you always dream of achieving when you were a young girl?
Actually, to be honest, I don't think I dreamed too much about anything, but I do remember my dad having these tiny little running trophies scattered all over the house, but he must have won those when he was growing up, but none of them ever had anything written on them. But throughout my whole junior school and high school career, I think besides those, I just enjoyed sport. It was something that I just enjoyed doing, being active.
When did you discover that you had a sporting talent? Like, were you good? Were you one of those kids that was good at every sport in school?
Well, I think I took part in almost too many, but I was never the best at anything. But I do remember my first sporting occurrence when I started playing netball. I think I made the under-9A team, and then when I went to a holiday tournament, they said to me, actually, I'm a year too young. So then they said I couldn't actually be in the team because I'm too young. And then I said, but I'm good. I'm in your A team already. You can't deny me a place in your team. And from then, I've just done as many other sports that I could. I've enjoyed athletics, and when I changed schools, I took up hockey instead of netball. Then I started surfing at a young age, but then went back to Pretoria Girls High as a boarder. So then
no waves in Pretoria.
Yeah, no surfing. And then my dad introduced me to paddling, but then I didn't enjoy that so much either because it wasn't a school sport. And at school, it's always about getting the badges and the full colours and half colours. And so at school, I actually just did all the school sports, and I only paddled every other weekend with my dad and my brother, but they used to just leave me behind. So I actually hated every minute of it.
And then when did you fall in love with it? Because you're quite good at it.
Well, I played hockey for Tuks in my first year, and I was only in the third team, and it was fun because it was quite a social thing, but I enjoyed the training part. And then my dad said that he was going to leave Pretoria, so I thought, well, maybe I should take this paddling thing a bit more seriously, because he introduced me to the river part of paddling, and when you do the rivers, you need somebody to drop you off at the race and then fetch you at the end. So and teach you some skills as well, learning how to navigate your way down. So I just thought, well, okay, well, if my dad says he's going to leave Pretoria, then I need him around to try and help me, and that's kind of when it all started. And then some of the guys in Pretoria introduced me to a Hungarian coach who was coaching a group of paddlers in Benoni, and then I slowly started joining them and training with them, and I really enjoyed the competitive training part, and I saw myself improving slowly but surely.
Well, you certainly have done so well. What kind of opportunities do you think paddling competitively has opened up for you?
Well, so far I've travelled to more countries than I would ever have imagined. I remember wanting to do a gap year after school. My dad said, no, you have to go to university first. And all my friends went to London and I stayed behind. And I was so grumpy because they all seemed to experience so much. However, in the last 10 years, I've probably travelled to more countries than I would ever have done just as a tourist. And I've met so many interesting people along the way and made some really great friends from other countries too. So it's definitely opened up many doors to knowing what's out there in the rest of the world.
Wow. Now, your life is so foreign to me because, I mean, I just can barely get myself to yoga for an hour a day. But your life is training. I mean, what goes into becoming an Olympic sportswoman?
Well, it's definitely a lot of hours. I thought I was quite an athlete when I was at school, but when I started to paddle, I really realized how many hours I had to train. When I was at school, I did gymnastics in the evening for 2 hours, and I did hockey and athletics in the afternoon, and that was a lot of training. But since I started paddling, I'm training 6 days a week, and there's no public holidays. A Friday is a Friday, and I'm training between 3 to 4 hours a day, twice on the water, and every alternating day in the gym or running. So I'm spending a lot of time training, and in between that, I'm trying to see a biokineticist as well to fix some imbalances, or going to Pilates class here and there. So it's all quite a lot of focus.
Your body essentially is a machine. So you must have such mental strength, physical strength. So everything you eat and do and think must have the most ridiculous focus.
Pretty much. You go through stages where you're allowed to just relax and not focus so much on training, but there's not too many Friday nights that I'd be able to say, oh, I stayed up until 12 o'clock, because I know that training starts early on a Saturday morning, and the only free day I have in a week is a Sunday. So I enjoy that as some leisure time, but otherwise, most of the time, it's just training and recovering for the next session.
You're heading off again soon. Now, you're obviously going to compete now as well. What happens? So you leave South Africa, and then you go into a training camp, and then you compete in the Olympics?
I'll first have 2 World Cups. So my first competition for the season will be 2 World Cups. I'll compete in Germany and the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Now,
that's where you're heading off now?
Yes, in the middle and the end of May.
Wow.
And then that's a good tester to judge where you are against the rest of the world. But then some of the countries are having selection trials. So at World Cups, there's often 2 girls who will compete per country, because they're trying to select a place for their country, whereas I've made 100% sure that the spot is mine. I've qualified the place at World Champs last year. I've won the South African selection, so now it's just to actually train and perfect the race and see how well I can do against the rest of the world. And then the next stop after the World Cups will be the Rio Olympics.
Good luck. I can't wait to have you back on this couch with all of your medals. Well done, really. Congratulations. You make a woman in South Africa so proud. I think that's really amazing. There's no doubt that Bridgitte Hartley is indeed committed to excellence in everything she does. Much like Five Roses is committed to bringing you a range of high-quality, superior tasting and refreshing teas to make every tea time an occasion to be shared and enjoyed. To win a fabulous Five Roses gift pack containing an assortment of Five Roses teas, simply SMS the keyword Five Roses, your name and city to 33728. SMSs are charged at R1.50 and T's and C's apply, and are available on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Now, join us again this time next week when we will be chatting to another exceptional South African woman. And until then, remember that nobody makes better tea than you and Five Roses.
How you doing, YouTube fam? Thank you so much for watching, sharing and commenting. We love hearing from you, so be sure to keep up to date with all things Afternoon Express by clicking the subscribe button right here.